Alright, so today we're gonna talk about a little bit more hostile, you know what I mean, type of subject, alright? Today we're talking about fire weapons. Now you may be thinking, hey, fire weapons. What I mean is like long range guns, alright? This is a truly American subject and I'm proud to announce it, alright? So, let's start a long way back. Alright, so actually, before guns, they were long range weapons. And now we're not counting spears, we're counting projectile weapons. Alright? So, the earlier projectile weapons were a slingshot and bow. Alright? For a bow, you do this, and for a slingshot, you just do the same, but you hold your hand like this. One shot rocks, one shot sharp rocks on sticks. I don't know why I said that. And then moving on, in China, they invented the crossbow. Kind of like, it's similar to holding a shotgun, but instead of firing bullets, you just fire one bow. And then, soon after, they invented a multi-fire multi-fire crossbow. They used load a couple of arrows in, and then so basically it was one of the more like faster weapons to fire. And then there was the catapult, which could like throw massive boulders, and also the cannon, which was invented like a little bit afterwards. So, after the invention of gunpowder, in Europe they made the rifle. All right. So rifles back then weren't exactly the same as rifles nowadays, because nowadays you just fire, run out of bullets, you just take out the ammunition and then load another one. But then back then, you only fire one shot, and then this is what you have to do. First, you turn your gun up, and then you add in gunpowder, then you poke it with a stick, and then you put your metal ball in, and then you put more gunpowder in another area, and then you have to fire again. So basically, very slow and efficient. So that's why the bayonet was invented. So bayonet was like a knife, but it was stuck to the tip of the rifle. That means when you were like in close vicinity after you fire a shot, you could like use like a makeshift blade, right? Because you didn't have a sword, then you'd use that, and plus it was way too hard to just reload right in front of an enemy's face. And then moving on, after some time, we invent pistols, right? These are like smaller muskets. And then soon after, we invent the revolver. So the revolver was one of the first guns that actually you could fire more than once without having to reload, right? You fire 6 shots, some of them 7 if you're rich enough to buy it. And then after that, soon after, actually not very soon after, in 1910, in the 1900s, early 1900s to be exact, we invent the machine gun. The machine gun is basically like this. It was not exactly the same as the machine guns nowadays, like you just hold with 2 hands and fire, but it was more like a cannon-ish type. You put it on, and then you spin this wheel to make the bullets go in, and then you fire it simultaneously. So you can fire very fast, alright? So it was kind of like revolutionary. And then soon after World War I, we used like these other fast-firing weapons, alright? So it wasn't as fast as weapons nowadays, because you still have to reload, and sometimes the weapons jammed. But yeah, it was the quickest for its time. And then World War II, we had like standard rifles, machine guns, missiles, turrets, artillery weapons, etc., etc. And then Vietnam War, chemical weapons. Even though it was ruled out by the Geneva Conventions, but hey, Americans don't care. I mean, they just do whatever they take to win, and then they still lost a bunch of farmers and volunteers. Suck on it, America. So, after that, guns just slowly started to get better, and also they invented toy guns, like guns that could actually fire but not used for killing, for entertainment purposes. Water guns, sprayer guns, fake bullets. Alright? They were used to neutralize and detain, not murder. So, yeah. We went from basic bows, to slow-firing guns, to fast-firing guns, to deadly, illegal chemical weapons, and now we have airsoft guns, which is the closest thing to a gun that you can get legally. So, yeah. I think that's about it for today. And, yep, 4-minute video. That's good enough for me. Goodbye.